Hello, many greetings to you. I hope this finds you well. Welcome to our channel, Joint Hands Greenlife Trees. Today we are visiting once again to update you on the state of our tree nurseries, how they have been. It is the first among the videos that will be highlighting the state of all the tree nurseries that we have. Some are bigger, some are smaller. Some have a special type of tree seedlings while others have another type. They are located in different parts of Migori County in Kenya. And so this marks the first that we would love to show you how so far our work has progressed. Now this is our main tree nursery in Uriri sub-county. This area is famously called the Center Garage, is what it is known for. But the exact area is adjacent to Stella, which is Stella is a shopping center somewhere not quite far from here. And this tree nursery is along the highway from Awendo to Migori, or let me say from Uriri to Migori. So that is if you'd love to visit this one. We'll be showing you how so far the work here has progressed, because it is a little longer since we ever showed you what we have done here. Welcome. My name is John Bosco. So this is to start with, these seedlings are called Macamia lutea. I'm highlighting this at a time when the sun is scorching hot, and during such a time the trees that you see here, these are eucalyptus trees, and the trees, they are helping to create some shade beneath, so that the seedlings that we have here do not suffer the scorching heat. During such a time, the leaves drop off just so massively, and it is what you'll be witnessing, that the leaves to the eucalyptus trees have really fallen all around here. And the sweeping work is done once in 2 days. So it wasn't done yesterday, it hasn't yet been done today. So these are leaves that fell within the short time. We are adjacent to a roadside, and that's why you can hear vehicles passing by. The road isn't too far from here. So to start with, this is Macamia lutea, the whole strip, and we also have got a mix of other tree seedlings. This is acacia polyacantha. Acacia is a tree that is indigenous to Africa. We have lots and lots of acacia tree seedlings in our tree nurseries. Then these are young Senna simea trees, or acacia simea trees, and some whistling pine, and we also have got Chevlera. Chevlera is an ornamental tree, though it also creates some good shade when it grows big, but it is an ornament that you'd love to have indoors or even outdoors. Shiny as it looks, usually quite beautiful. And then here we have a mix of young tree seedlings and older tree seedlings, this being Grevillea. Grevillea is an agroforestry tree and also a timber tree. Then we have got cycads, just as you can see them here. Besides cycads, we also have Eugenia. Eugenia is an ornamental plant. This, we are striving to show you what we really have here. What you see in the bag there are seedlings that have been packed for planting. A customer, a client came for them, and I think they just been packed. They'll be picked anytime. This is our potting shed. No potting work is ongoing right now because of the scorching sun. It is tricky getting seedlings pricked at such a time, so that's why potting work isn't taking place here. And also owing to the fact that we do not have our sheds are exhausted, our sheds are all occupied, so we cannot continue potting. So that's why the potting shed is lonely. Now this tree here is Croton megalocarpus, Elgon teak at tender age. just got pricked less than a month ago. And then we've got this is bottle brush at younger age. Then you normally hear of blue gum, so this is white gum. What do you see here? These are white gum, right? Among many other trees. You can see Araucaria. I told you it is a tree nursery, so you'll see lots of younger tree seedlings around and leaves fallen on top of them. These leaves will ultimately be picked away to just make them look clean. Araucaria, this here is Araucaria heterophylla, and then we also have got these upcoming royal palms, still young, growing steadily. And then besides them, we have got this Italian cypress at a good height. Besides Italian cypress, we've also got this here. This is Washingtonia palm, and this is Washingtonia filifera. Washingtonia filifera. And then Tecoma stans. This tree here is indigenous to Africa. We call it Tecoma stans, usually white flowery, and also creates some shade. We have more Grevillea, Calliandra, which is a fodder for livestock. More of Calliandra here, livestock fodder. And we also have got blue pyramid, which is an ornament. This here, I believe you've always seen this somewhere. So we've got them, and a few of these traveler's palm. I'll keep taking you through, showing you all that I can show you. A collection of ceremonial trees and palm trees. Ceremonial trees are seedlings that are made huge and usually planted at a time of a ceremony. Some clients prefer planting something so huge, like a plant that could be up to 2 meters tall or just thereabout. So this is what we have. This here is Ficus benjamina, evergreen, an evergreen tree, and Areca palm, more of them over there. Those are Areca palm. And we also have this here, Thuya cypress. Yeah, Thuya cypress, red royal palm, and we also have got cordyline, cordyline there, among many other plants that I perhaps could have ignored. You can make a comment here about our plants. It will help us to understand whether we are meeting your expectation. Areca palm here. And we also have got hibiscus, red hibiscus, red flower, double petal hibiscus. Double petal hibiscus, quite beautiful flowers. And King Alexander palm over there, and also oil palm. Lots of palm trees. More Araucaria, you had seen this, and some lemon cypress over there, and some Thuya cypress have also grown. These are bigger ones, as you can see, right? We've got an old shade net here. This shade was constructed for purposes of raising fruit trees. So I don't know if to show you what we've done inside here. We did some grafting of oranges, or let me call them citrus. So we've got some citrus here, still so young, but they've already grafted, as you can see them. Yeah, more citrus. Citrus is all that we raised inside here. Not much work that have been done here. Yeah, more tree seedlings all over. all over here, as you can see. Lots and lots of them. More chevlera over there. More of the same things we had shown you, I had shown you on the other end. Some pine tree, Pinus patula. Pinus patula is a timber tree, still so young, but more of them. You can see tree seedlings to that far end over there. Checking around here, we've got some guava. Guava is a fruit. Yeah, and we also experimented. We got some seeds for foxtail palm. This I'll have to move closer and show you. Let me remove the leaves. What you see here are seeds this is a foxtail palm seeds, and they are planted. When I try to pull out this one here, it is hard, meaning it is already forming roots down there. It is after formation of the roots that we can then see it germinating. We can see the plumule up here. You can see this tip here, an indication that it is already germinating. This here is this shows you that we have our foxtail germinating. It's been a long journey. Foxtail palm doesn't germinate that fast. You really need patience. It's over 6 months since we got them planted here, and it's been a long wait to see them. And from this point again, we'll have them potted into bags, and they'll grow so slowly, so slowly, before they become seedlings that we can sell to customers. Whistling pine, eucalyptus, acacia polyacantha, bishop wood, Bischoffia javanica, Podocarpus falcatus is an indigenous tree to Africa, a good shade, and also timber tree. Yes, how are you? Tell us your name.
Tracy.
Tracy.
Yes.
Yeah, so Tracy is one of us, and she had gone for lunch.
Of course.
Yeah, and so you're back.
I'm back.
How was it?
It's fine.
Okay, good to meet you. Welcome. All right. So I was doing this at lunch hour. So folks had gone for lunch and they're just getting back. But I'll show you more of the trees that we have got here, including cypress, grevillea, and we have there calitris. You could mistake it from cypress, so you'd think this is cypress. No, this is not cypress. This is called calitris. Is a timber tree that does better in ursos. Ursol is arid and semi-arid lands. It does better there compared to these other areas outside here. So particularly if you come from Migori County, particularly Nyatike, then this is an ideal tree for you. It does better in those dry areas. We have, these are palm trees, just been pricked a few weeks back, and these here are Washingtonia palms, just coming up. This is Washingtonia robusta. Even the pots that are here, you would think they're empty. They are not empty. We just pricked some seedlings into them. The seedlings are still so young, but they are coming up. And it is what has been done all through. So this is a pine tree coming up, while this here is called Olea africana. So they are a little mixed up just because of how seeds came. But a time will come when we'll do the sorting, when we'll have the pine trees on their own and the Olea on their own. Then we have more ashok at tender age. This is what they look like. And then Looking here, you can see we have got, this is my Sopsis emini, which is a timber tree. More pine trees, Olea africana, and down here is our river. It is really hard to run a tree nursery far away from a permanent water source. So this is the source that runs this tree nursery. We get this water pumped from here. And when the season gets, when it gets too hot, when we experience drought, this river almost threatens to dry up. At that point, we have to create sort of a dam, a reservoir inside this river, so that reservoir help us to hold some gallons of water that we use to water the plants you see here. It is quite, this river is the life to these plants. Without this river here, we won't have these plants here. Anytime you ever think of running a tree nursery, you must first of all think about whether you have a permanent, reliable water source. Without it, don't attempt this business. It will collapse within the shortest time. Bishop wood or bishop tree, known as Bischoffia javanica, a very excellent shade tree. The growing up, we're raising these. Perhaps you'd love to know who are our clients. Our clients are institutions, farmers, and also government agencies, private organizations. And the purpose of procuring these seedlings from us is to restore tree cover, because originally Africa was a forest, and there was a feeling that trees were all over. One felt that trees were things that you simply move into the forest and you get. As such, guys got into forests and would just harvest any tree, cut it down, make charcoal out of it, or cut it down, make timber out of it, cut it down for whatever purpose, and nobody cared to replace the ones that were cut down. As a result, desertification set in. So right now we are all in effort to see that we restore the trees, particularly the indigenous trees that were that went extinct. So we have them here. You'll keep seeing the ones that I'm able to show you. This tree nursery used to be small. It has just been growing. It was the first, and it has been growing. Of course, it used to go to some points over down there. Then we extended it after one season. Then finally it extended to the road. And not just that, it also went extending to this far other side, and I'll be taking you through, showing you. We call this section here, we used to call it bedroom, just because this area was open, but this was an extension in. So this extension, we prefer calling it bedroom. Okay, so we have more palm trees. This is a Christmas palm. As you can see, they are in a shade here, growing up steadily. And not just Christmas palm, there is also a mix of Christmas palm and King Alexander palm. Younger tree seedlings, this is Olea africana, Senna simea, more acacia, more pine trees, and we have got more indigenous trees. This is Bridelia. It may not look like Bridelia at this age, but when it finally grows, you'll be able to understand, you'll be able to see it. More trees here. Elgon teak. This is how it looks when it's still too young. Greenlife is a tree that you've seen here quite a lot. Eucalyptus. is also a tree that you've seen here quite a lot. Passion fruit. That over there, Podocarpus falcatus, is a tree that I've shown you quite severally. I said it is a shade tree and also a shade tree and also a timber tree, and quite indigenous to Africa. Prunus africana, this tree here, also highly herbal, recommended to be treating, managing various ailments, lots of ailments. The root, the bark, and the leaves are all used to cure various ailments. Herbalists will explain a lot more to you when you come across them. More Prunus africana, more acacia here, right? And we have also more acacia to this other end. And I talked of areca palm. At tender age, this is what areca palm looks like. In many cases, we call it golden cane palm. Many people know it as areca palm. And I talked of pricking, so this is how pricking is done. The pricking process is done, you know, as I told you, we are in a critical season. It is the sun is scorching hot, and so when you look around here, some seedlings are just getting into the potting bags. And the process is like this. You look over there, a hole is made, a seedling is inserted in, then some soil pressed to hold the roots, gotten into the hole, pressed a little bit, another hole is done, and that is how the process runs. Yeah, as you can see, and that is how all this have been done. All the seedlings you saw here, this is the process that makes them. And afterwards we water them. This has just been plucked from the sowing beds. You know, we plant the seeds in the sowing beds, they germinate, and then we get them uprooted after germination to bring them over here. So that is how it goes. And after this process, we get it watered. Yeah. And behind this work is, we call her Mama Aboy. We used to, the Mama Boy. Mama Boy, how are you?
I'm fine.
Guys are used to Mama Aboy, whom we normally meet on the other side of Kitembe, but here also we have Mama Aboy who helps us at the tree nursery, quite dedicated to this work. And you know, we create a source of, it is a source of employment for many people who work here, and also a way of engaging the community in supporting our work, and we're loving it that way. That's how it runs. Moving forward to check on a lot more. Money plant over there. And we also have syzygium, or some people call it jambos. Avocados, these are not yet grafted. We hadn't talked much about fruits. I'll be taking you to our fruit section. In our next video, you'll be seeing our fruit section and how it runs, and that will be a fruit section in our first tree nursery. So this, the next video after this will be the fruit trees. But now let me bring you to the sowing beds. These are our sowing beds. At the sowing beds, you'll see very many things germinating. So far, we also have, you know, seedlings from this sowing bed had already been picked, so that's why you'll just see a mix of things. But this here is Podocarpus falcatus, when it just germinated, and it is from this point that we get it uprooted and get it planted into the potting bags. And what you can see here, all these are shells to Podocarpus falcatus. After it germinates, it breaks from these shells and germinates into this. So it leaves us with these shells. We'll get them removed from the sowing beds, we'll redig this sowing bed and use it for the next other thing. We've used this sowing bed for several other seeds, and that's why you can see Podocarpus falcatus here, but also Senna siemea just germinated here. And you can see also that this is Elgon teak that germinated. This here, Ashok. We planted just so many things that are still germinating here. We didn't mix them up. We planted one thing at a time, but some seeds take too long to break dormancy and germinate. And so by the time you dig it out and plant another thing, that other thing sometimes also germinates along the way. And as it germinates, the other seeds that were still left back here also germinate along. That's why you can see that in this sowing bed we have just so many plants, so many seeds germinating. What have I shown? This flower here is a beautiful one, but it is abandoned. It just grew up on its own. I mean, it didn't grow on its own, it is abandoned, let me say. We hope it will be taken care of. I think owing to so much work, it wasn't given the attention it needs. Even this vine here is also an ornament. We brought it over here for purposes of having it grow to a point that it grows to a point that we can then have it propagated into many pieces. All these you see are sowing beds. We'll be checking on them. Still moving around. A mix of areca palm, Christmas palm, royal palm. Things are mixed up, but when they grow to a certain age, we do the sorting and get them arranged appropriately. That's why you can still see that we have got a neem tree here, but we also have more ashok here. And as you keep moving, you will see more Prunus africana, more of Grevillea, Acacia polyacantha. Then you turn around here, this is Chevlera. I talked about it previously. More Chevlera, more eucalyptus palm, Acacia polyacantha, some whistling pine, and some Prunus africana. Besides Prunus, we also have Acacia. More and more tree seedlings. Lots and lots of tree seedlings. So what we have in our first site. We have this indigenous tree whose name I searched and found, but I cannot recall. It is usually so beautiful, such that at the back it is whitish, but in the inside it is green. And at night this nearly reflects the light back. Beautiful. In my native language we call it Nursery. It bears some twigs, long twigs that our forefathers would use to make granaries, but granaries lately are not done anymore, but these used to do granaries. And it is a mix of other plants. We have, this is Wabugia ugandensis. I don't know how it found itself here. Wabugia ugandensis is a medicinal tree. It is a herbal tree. There is whose bark, roots, and leaves are used to cure various conditions. The leaves to this plant here are as hot as chili. This Wabugia ugandensis. You can read more about it. Wabugia. Then here is another mix of indigenous trees that just came from the forest. These are wildings that were picked from the forests and brought over here. It is what we have. Lots and lots of tree seedlings. As the work continues, we got Italian cypress at that edge, and then lemon cypress. Yeah, We did some Duranta here. We've exhausted them. The ground is getting prepared for another round of planting Duranta. This is site 1. Then we did a bridge here. This bridge links, you remember the river I showed you over the other end? So that river is right under this wooden bridge. This makeshift bridge, you can hear the water flowing. That is the river down there. And we did this makeshift bridge to link that side to this other side. Because we had exhausted space from this side over here, you know. So we got over to this other side. And we had to come up with a makeshift bridge, complete with piping. So there's a water pipe down here. From the tank, it heads to this other side to help in watering the plants to this other end. More acacia trees, more cypress trees, grevillea trees, cypress trees, a mix of mysopsis, podo, eucalyptus, syzygium, more eucalyptus, and more of acacia trees. These are Acacia polyacantha, very tall ones. The climax of the procurement of these trees is usually during the long rains, which is usually between April to June. That is the time planting takes place, and so it is the time procuring of trees takes place. Papaya, acacia, pine tree mixed up with the whistling pine, which is also known as Casuarina exitifolia. Some are fallen here. I think they fell in the process of watering. A pipe must have been dragged here. I'll be talking to one of our staff to get them arranged back. No one is to this other side because I think folks are held up working on the other end. What else haven't I shown? I've shown it all. Grevillea, bottle brush to that far end. That is the red flower bottle brush. That far end outside the fence is a corn garden, maize garden, of course. Yes, corn. So it is what has been cultivated there by the people who own that far end. But for us, ours is trees. And that is what you can see here. Trees, 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 all over. Tree seedling production is a daunting task. It is a task that is full-time. It is quite draining sometimes. You spend so much energy, physical energy, monetary energy, and also mentally you have to be alert at all the time, because you need to be alert to weather changes. You also need to be alert to pests and diseases, plus many other factors that play around tree seedling production. You must ensure you always have the potting bags. You need so much soil, and not just ordinary soil. You need the requisite soil. I'll be talking about it someday. The kind of soil that you need for you to have your tree nursery running. And you also need labor, just so much labor. The amount of work you've seen here can't be done by few hands. It needs lots of hands to be brought together to see that this work is done. Now, the purpose of this video was to show you how much work we've been able to do. A few of the species of the trees that we have, you could be asking yourself about how many tree seedlings there are. In this site alone, we could be talking of about 600,000 tree seedlings that have been raised. That is talking of all the trees without categorizing which is which. That is the estimation here. The correct figures are in the office. I think if I pass by, because some have been added and some have been picked, so I can only estimate that they could be about 600,000 is what we have in this site alone. Um, the hands behind this work, we have lots of hands that play in here, about um, at least 6 people every day, at least. Sometimes we have to source from other tree nurseries. When tasks go down in other tree nurseries, then we bring them over here, and sometimes we are as many as 10 or even 20 to see that the work here is accomplished as required. And that is all I had for you. This is your intern's Greenlife Trees. In our next video, I'll be showing you our fruit trees right within this same site. I didn't want to have everything squeezed within this video, so I'll be doing another video. Stay tuned for it. Thank you.